I had another video planned for today, but turns out I hurt my back. So my lower back's out right now. And so we're going to do a update to my shop tour video, which I did about 2 years ago. So I'll link that in the description if you want to check that out. But I want to definitely take you guys along here and show you some of the improvements I've made, and it's made me more efficient. It's given me better organization. I have more storage now. And so you guys know that I like to do things on the cheap. So when I find free stuff or materials, I usually build my own stuff, or I do things as cheaply as possible. So that's kind of what I like to do on this channel, is show you guys how to do things and give you guys ideas on how you can better improve your shop or your work situation. I know for the first about 13 to 14 years of my adult life, when I moved out of my parents, I had a little 13 by 17, and it was a garage, but it's 13 by 17, it's just a shed. So I really didn't have much space, and I got really creative in that small space on how to put everything into it. And, I was hanging stuff from the ceilings. I was using every square inch of that place. Since I've moved, and now we're in this 32 by 50 shop. So I've got a lot more room, but that also leads to a lot more crap. So here I am, I've got a bunch of crap, and I'm getting back to the point where I'm trying to find a way to make more room in my larger area for the crap I've accumulated. I've also spent the entire summer getting rid of a lot of stuff as well. So if I looked at it and I said, I don't need that or whatever, it went to a few different places. It either went in the trash, I gave it away, donated it, whatever it was. I sold it on eBay. That's another thing I've started up. So in here, you'll see I've got a small area dedicated for eBay supplies because I do sell on eBay now. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the shop. We'll start right here with this double barrel wood stove. That's something that wasn't in it in that video. I had a smaller wood stove, which I still have, but it's not hooked up anymore. It just couldn't, in the cold winter days, it just couldn't keep up. So I built this out of a couple acetone barrels, I believe, and it works amazing. It is very efficient. It has blown me away with how awesome this thing has been. So it can be -10 outside, and this thing will heat this building up to 70 degrees in a few hours. So this is my old Walker Turner drill press that I had here when I made the video, but don't know if it was in it or not. Anyhow, what I had on this was a regular old stop-start motor. It was just one speed, and so I built myself. This back here is a 90-volt DC motor, and I just happened to have the drive to go along with it, and I found this old disconnect box, or whatever you want to call it, electrical enclosure, we'll just call it, but it had a contactor in it. Pulled that all out, and I put the drive in it, and now I've got a variable speed drill press. So if I turn it on here, okay, on the side here is my potentiometer. I can speed it up, or I can slow it down. We can make it barely crawl. So that's a good upgrade that I made to my drill press. It was all rusty because I hadn't used it in a while, so I wire wheeled the whole thing off, oiled it, and got it back to working order. It was also very loud, and so I greased everything, oiled it, and now we're good. But the reason I started messing with this was I have my drill press over here, and then I have my drill sharpener over there, and then I have my drill bits over there, and I had to just go around everywhere to find something before I could use it. And so I went on Viver, and I found these little drill bit cabinets here, and ended up over time ordering 6 of them. And so top left there, we've got, those are taps. Those are standard taps. Next to that are metric taps. Then we go down and we've got fraction drill bits, number drill bits. Those are metric drill bits and letter drill bits. So all I did was I took one of these black shelves and cut some boards, some OSB, so that I could fit these on there and keep them up off the ground. So that worked out really nice. And then left a space between them for some odd and miscellaneous type of drill bits and stuff like that. So now everything's together. I got all my drills and taps there, drill press, and then my drill sharpener, which I did have to put a new wheel on somewhere here. I've got the old wheel, but this thing works great now too. So also back here, I did buy these from Harbor Freight. They were cheap, just to put some of the mill bits that I had and special type of bits and stuff. I've got chuck keys in there. There's just some Vera bits and you know, some dies and stuff like that. There we go. Little hole saws. So got some lathe tools in there. I do plan on eventually getting a lathe. And then I had some drills and taps and stuff that I had just put behind it right here on this shelf. So there's some more odd stuff. I do have some like carbide bits in one of these and some other large mill bits and stuff like that. So that works out really good. It's all together now. It's organized. If I want something, I just come over here. If I want an 832 tap, I just come over here. There it is, 832. And there we go. So these worked out excellent. Now, one thing I will tell you about these is that on Viver, they're more expensive than if you go on eBay. Now, I went on eBay and I found these for $45 a piece. So the first couple I ordered off of Viver, they came damaged. I ended up beating the metal back out and fixing them. The ones I got off of eBay were perfect when they arrived. So just do yourself a favor and check eBay and see if you can find them on there. Now, right up above this is my eBay storage area. I've got, you know, packing material, all kinds of boxes, and there's the items I have listed right now. Again, just one of those black shelves, and I put it up there. So a little bit more room for some more items to go on there. But if I list anything too much more, I'll have to come up with another way to store stuff. So that's no big deal. I do also have some more packing material and stuff up here just in case. So that is that's about it for that stuff. Now, in the last video that I made, I didn't have this pallet racking. I ended up getting that for free and cut it in half and basically just gave me a nice shelf on top there just to put stuff up above, and obviously one shelf on this side. If I go down there, it's the same thing. I just have a shelf up above and then my nuts and bolts and stuff like that. As far as firewood, I think I had a firewood rack before, but I've changed that now. So what I do is I've got crates and I have pallets that I built that I put firewood on. And now I use a forklift and I bring this stuff in on a forklift. So there's not as much handling. I handle it once, put it on the rack, bring the rack in, and then I just peel off the rack. So I don't have to handle the firewood 2 or 3 times. It saves me a lot of effort. So that's how I do that. Now, if we come over here, you'll have to excuse the makeshift paint booth. I'll kind of show you that in a minute. I got a project going in there. But right here, this is my cold saw stand, I guess workstation or cut station, however you want to call it. So what I did is I found this frame and I got these rollers for free. They were going in the dumpster and they were kind of rough. I cleaned them up. And they just fit perfect inside this rack. So I put it on there on both sides. And then obviously this is my cold saw, my new Viver cold saw. And I really, really like this thing. Before, when I would cut anything, I mean, the last 25 years, all I've used is a 4.5-inch angle grinder to literally cut everything that I worked on or built. This adds a whole new level of capability. Basically, with the blade I've got on there, I can cut anything up to, steel with it. You start getting into stainless steel and harder metals, that blade isn't going to hold up to it, but you can buy a blade that'll do it. So this thing is awesome. Used it quite a bit. As you can see, I did mount a oil mister on here that I also got for free, but the problem with it is, I mean, if I lift that up, I had it so that it kind of went under that cover like this. The problem was it wouldn't stay there. It would move and then it just wouldn't work right. So I just folded it back and I just cut dry now. And I do have an extra blade for this as well. I did buy one. It's up here, that box right there. Extra blade just in case. You should be able to get, anywhere from 800 to 2,000 cuts out of that blade. So should last a long time. I come on around here and this is basically the same drive and motor. You can see the motor there that I put on the drill press. I forgot I had that, but basically I saved this. We had 2 of them off of a machine that I tore apart, and nobody wanted it and it was gonna go in the trash, so I saved it. So got the 90 volt DC motor, got the drive here, and then the potentiometer. So I don't know, maybe I'll throw that on eBay too, we'll see. But that all works, and just wanted to show that. So something else I started doing is I keep an oil filter and a jug of oil for every car that I've got. So I have 1 oil change per car. And that just goes right here on this shelf right next to my drill bits and taps and stuff like that. So that works out really nice. All right, now over to my makeshift paint booth. This is the project that I was working on when I hurt my back. Truck bed that I was going to start sanding down and repainting. And we're just gonna have to get to that at another point. But what I had done to the shop here is I put an aircraft cable from this side all the way over, and I just hung a piece of 25 foot by 10 foot visqueen. And if you look up here, I just have a couple squeeze clamps. I know that's not focusing very nice. There you go. So put a couple squeeze clamps up there to hold it on. So did the same thing on the other side, and basically that's going to protect everything in here. What I'll do is I'll open this door, just crack it a little bit. Doesn't have to be open very far. And I'm going to put a fan, open that door and put a fan at the bottom, and maybe block it off with some plywood on both sides so that we kind of get a draft coming through here as I'm painting. So that's what that's about, and that's working out pretty nice. That's another idea for you guys. If you need to do any painting, just hook an aircraft cable. It can stay there indefinitely and isn't going to hurt a thing. So just some visqueen and clamp it on. So hopefully that gives somebody some ideas out there and prevents you from getting overspray on all of your stuff. So back over here, there's one thing I did want to talk about as well. Now, I used to have all my little cut-off metal pieces and stuff like that stored underneath here. But that was always such a pain in the butt, and it took up a lot of space that I could use for other stuff. I mean, I've kind of optimized this now, so I've got some tools and stuff under there. And these are just in a couple of metal buckets that I just throw them in there. And when I need something, it's easy enough to see what I'm looking for. And then I repurposed these. Nothing's in the top, but in the bottom, I've got a bunch of small little cutoff pieces in case I need, whatever. There's little die pieces in here that I've collected, and pipes and angle pieces. If the bottom's going to be nothing but all of that type of stuff. The top I'm going to eventually make into like black iron and pipe fittings and organize them better up there. Just haven't got that far yet. So you guys probably remember the shop press that I had in the other video. I have upgraded the cylinder now. That is a Weaver bottle jack. and it's an air over hydraulic. So I can plug this in and use my air to run this up and down. And then to add to that, I was doing some body work on my truck and I needed a brake. So I got a sheet metal brake here from Jegs. It was a pretty good price. I think I paid about $100 for it. And ended up, I had this little piece of brass here that fit perfectly down inside of there to take up that space. And I ended up just tightening it down. That's part of an air cylinder that I saved. And I've bent so much metal with that, and it works awesome. So if you ever need, I mean, you can bend 1/4 inch. I think you can bend up to 3/8 on that, and it really does a great job. I think this is a 12-ton or 20-ton. I think it's a 20-ton jack on there. So I have very good luck with Beaver products for some reason, so I keep going back to them. But that's definitely an upgrade for the shop press. And also, here's something else I did. So when you're making your bends on your metal down here, you can stick this on the metal, and as it bends it, it'll give you your degrees. So basically, you'll just take your whatever degree you want, divide it in half, and so if you want a 45-degree angle, you're going to stop when this thing gets to 22.5. So that makes sense because that has a V channel in it. So, something else I did to get consistent angles. That is just a angle locator gauge. Found that on eBay. It was used. I think I paid $7 for it. So you couldn't beat that. I like the Made in USA on there. So we went with a good one. Well, I did organize my chargers and my drills and anything that had a battery to it. So I did hang some of this stuff on the wall. You know, I got some lights over here. I've got my drills up there with all my chargers, my Ryobi 40-volt stuff. This is just kind of my charging station, if you want to call it that. So I did also, I don't think I had this, these little plates here that I've got these sitting in. I bought a 3D printer and I printed these off, and they are just awesome for holding these little bits in here. They just work so good, and I had so many of them, but they were all in a metal tin, and I had to dig through the metal tin every time I needed something. And now I can just come over here and look exactly at what I want, pull it out, and go off and use it. So that worked out awesome too. I'll tell you what, that 3D printer I bought really helped a lot with organizing this garage. You can go on to Instructables or Printables, I think it is, .com, and you can find just about any program to run on it. Sometimes you're going to get a bad program or you're going to have to modify it a little bit, but I would highly suggest, if you're into organization, get you a 3D printer. They really help out a lot. So those were the major updates and upgrades I did. The shop is a little bit congested now, but at this point it is what it is. I need to finish up all these old projects that I had going on and got halfway done with and never finished. So basically what that is I've been working on these trucks and stuff. I've got my Dodge right now. It's sitting out back in the backyard until I can get this bed painted. And this one's pretty well done other than the paint. The paint's in a little rough shape. But as far as mechanically, I think this truck is solid. This is my 95 Chevy 1500 with a 6.5 diesel. And so it's kind of an odd duck that GM put a diesel in one of these half-ton trucks. But there are a few of them out there. I mean, I've seen them online, never seen one in person. They're always a 3/4 or 1-ton truck. But so that's where we're at. This is my shop, and it always continues to evolve. So I'm sure we'll be revisiting this in the future as things progress. So hope you guys got something out of the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one.